Good morning, everyone. Gotta put my lip gloss on. Good morning. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're here to talk about the 90-day challenge and how to heal your gut with food, not medicine. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you want the key to health in America, I have the answer for you, and my help is free. I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sharing how our family healed our body with food. Good morning, Carrie. And in America, the FDA has approved 7,000 to 10,000 chemicals to be put into our food. You're wondering why you're sick, why you can't lose weight, why you have all these autoimmune stacking up, why you have IBS and gut issues. Why does it hurt every time you eat? Good morning, Joanne. This is not normal. We're not supposed to feel sick after we eat. We're supposed to have energy from the food that we're eating. We're supposed to be vibrant and have joy and peace in our body. But these chemicals in our food are neurotoxins. They are affecting everything about our body, our mind, everything. The only way to get rid of these symptoms that we have is to stop buying the foods that we've been buying. You know, all these sicknesses in America. Good morning, Priscilla. Good morning, Hitai. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. All these symptoms have a common denominator. I know that none of them seem to have anything in common. If you think about grand mal seizures, or if you think about rheumatoid arthritis or diabetes or celiac disease, if you think about these, you don't think, oh, these have something in common, but they do. The thing is we're all eating the same food, and it's just manifesting in everyone's bodies differently, but it's all inflammation. This inflammation is the root cause of these sicknesses that we are all struggling with. And we say, well, what's causing the inflammation? The doctors will tell you you have inflammation. The doctors will say, yes, your markers are showing A, B, or C, but they don't say why you have inflammation. Well, me and my family found out why we had inflammation. We prayed, and we were shown that it was the ingredients in the foods we were eating. And we had a choice to make that day, was to believe that maybe it was just the food we were eating or continue to eat the food and keep Google searching and calling doctors and trying to find out what's wrong with us. All of us, my whole family, all 5 of us were sick in different ways. And what we found out is when we all changed and ate this different food without the chemicals and cut out the sugar from our diet, we healed. Every bit of us, our mental, our physical, our sleep, everything about our bodies healed with the same foods. So we were 5 different people eating the same exact foods, and 100% of our physical ailments and anxiety and depression and everything just went away. So we were convinced 100% 9 years ago, wow, this food is really toxic. This food is beyond toxic. If it was making us that sick, and hello, Bax, we have obviously tried to eat non-organic food since we changed our lifestyle. And what we've seen is it was absolutely toxic, because those symptoms that we felt before would come roaring back over one meal. And this has been the experience of other people who have done the 90-day challenge. It's on my website, happyandwayliving.org. Everything I do here is free. And they'll tell you, well, I tried to eat a little bit of non-organic cheese. Hang on, Bax, and I'm going to explain it. I tried to eat a little bit of non-organic food, cheese, or a couple handfuls of nuts, and the next day they felt awful. So what I'm talking about is the 90-day challenge. I call it the 90-day challenge because it took 3 months of us eating this food for our symptoms to all go away. I'm talking about fatigue, brain fog, extreme pain to the bones, chronic sickness, chronic allergies, lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance, all of these things that were bothering us. Plus, my 6-year-old son was having neurological issues. He started blinking real heavy, and he started getting circles under his eyes at 6 years old and rashes around his mouth. And what we found is that the non-organic foods in America contain 7 to 10,000 chemicals approved by the FDA. And the point of my live is to educate people, is to tell you there's another option in America. Hey, welcome in, Black Ghost. I'm glad you're here. Is to tell you there is another option. So there are some countries where the food that is illegal in America is illegal. People that have celiac and can't eat gluten in America, for some reason, can go to Italy and belly up to a pizza with no side effects. It's not a mystery. It's because the food in America is toxic. We were never meant to eat chemicals, bioengineered food, artificial food, all the sugar that we live off of, natural and artificial. We were never meant to thrive off of these things. Pharmaceutical drugs that are made in a lab, they are toxic. We all know they have side effects, but it's become the norm in our country for us to eat garbage food and take artificial, man-made prescriptions to deal with the symptoms that this food is giving us. But all we have to do is be educated and stop eating the food, and then you're going to find that you don't need those pharmaceuticals anymore. It is a nasty web that catches us, and we are just getting sicker and sicker and sicker by the day. Our country has the largest medical industry of the entire world, and we are the sickest nation in the world. Even compared to some places that aren't as sanitary, we have more cancers, more mental disorders, more autism, more fetal death, more arthritis and crippling diseases in America. Why is this? It's because our food industry is absolutely wretched, guys. I took a video the other day walking up and down the aisles at Walmart, and I'm telling you, 99%, if not more, of that store is unedible without consequence. If we do not wake up to this truth that the food in our country is toxic and educate ourselves of what food is not toxic, and I'll get to that, then we're going to continue to be a sick nation. Cancer's on the rise, autoimmune's on the rise, diabetes is on the rise. The majority of our country is sick. The majority of our country is obese. Some are even morbidly obese, can't even walk in the grocery stores to buy the poison that has put them in the buggies to begin with. And so this is why I do what I do, because I want you to know the truth. Because if you know the truth, it'll make you free. I have the key to get out of that prison of your body. It's something to really rejoice about when we find out, Faye, I'm going to share that with you. When you find out that it's actually just the food hurting you, then we can rejoice, because the doctors will say it's hereditary, or it's your age, or it's just what you're going to have the rest of your life. It's not true. We have so many people off their medications already. I started this in March on TikTok. Now I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook. And ever since then, I have many people off their thyroid medication, diabetes medication, blood pressure medication. Thyroids that were supposed to never work again are working fine. Neuropathy has reversed. People that were walking with canes because of chronic pain are no longer walking with their canes anymore. That's good, Stephen. And it does improve. And my 90-day challenge is a way to just eradicate all inflammation. And it's no grain, no dairy, no fruit, no added sugar, and all organic or grass-fed, local-grown meat that has not been given any antibiotics or growth hormones, and wild-caught fish with no added ingredients. You even have to read the labels of wild-caught fish in America, guys. They put stuff in there for coloring, preservatives, stuff that's not necessary. Vegetable broth. Why do you need to put vegetable broth in a can of tuna? I don't know, but it's not organic, so it's better to not eat it. This is like the elephant in the room to me. We are so busy like trying to pinpoint the one thing that is making us not feel good. So we take gluten out of our diet. Some people take meat out of their diet. Some people take, certain vegetables out of their diet. Some people just try not to eat sugar. Some people leave dairy out of their diet. But it's not any one of those things individually. It's all of them in the non-organic state because they have chemicals in them. These animals are raised in horrible conditions with growth hormones and antibiotics. They have to be given antibiotics because they're in such horrible living conditions. The organic way of farming is cleaner. It's chemical free. It's antibiotic free. It's growth hormone free. Gardens are Miracle Grow free and Roundup free. The USDA organic label in America is the safest food to eat. And if you're unaware of that label, it's worth looking into. And some people are like, well, organic's not really organic. And I say, well, organic is your best option if you live in America. If you're not going to be self-sufficient, which most of us in America are never going to be self-sufficient, we might be a little bit self-sufficient, grow our tomatoes or our cucumbers or raise a few chickens. But even in that, we have to understand we can't use Miracle Grow. We can't use Roundup. We can't use Seven Dust. We can't feed our chickens non-GMO food. Just because it's non-GMO does not mean it's chemical free. We have to be educated. We are what we eat. We are sick because of what we're putting into our body. And a lot of us are thinking, oh, it's my laundry detergent, it's my toothpaste, it's the city water. It's all of those, okay? But the worst thing we can do is ingest poison, okay? Let's get to the elephant in the room first. Let's stop eating chemicals. Let's cut out 90% of the sugar intake that we're eating every single day. That's what my 90-day challenge is about. It is about getting all of the chemicals out of your diet, cutting out about 90% of the sugar, taking away the foods that are hard to digest. It's only a 90-day restrictive diet. After the 90 days, your inflammation's going to be gone. You're going to be sleeping better. Your bowel movements are going to be moving. Your mood is going to be better. You're going to feel amazing compared to how you feel today. After the 90 days, you can reintroduce all of these foods that you're going without for the 90 days, the grain and the dairy and the natural sugars, but organic. And what you're going to find is that you were never gluten intolerant. You were chemical intolerant. You're going to find that you were not ever lactose intolerant. You were chemical intolerant. You're going to find that food gives you energy. Food tastes good. You sleep good. You have peace in your body. You're able to have more joy because you're not consuming neurotoxins that are wrecking your nervous system. Do you wake up in the morning and be like, I'm going to be nice today? And as soon as the first little irritation comes along, you're like ready to slam doors and say a bad word? I used to be that way. I would cry because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I have joy? I have everything I ever hoped I have in life. I have a wonderful husband, beautiful children, and I had no joy. I was depressed. I had anxiety. And what I found out is I was fighting against something inside of me called chemicals that were literally destroying my nervous system. And as soon as I quit eating these chemicals, I had peace in my body. Good morning, Mary. I got peace in my body, peace in my mind. I was sleeping better. I was more even keeled. I didn't have, sugar rush and then sugar crash. I wasn't up and down all day long. The food sustained me. I felt good after I ate. I actually got energy from the food that I was eating. I wasn't getting food comas anymore from toxic overload. Yes, Michelle, I'm telling you, it's like I had joy in knowing I was saved and I had a wonderful family. And in my mind, I was thankful for everything that I had. But as soon as a little irritation would come, I'd be like, today I'm going to be a patient mom. Even if the kids are disobeying and they're arguing, I'm just going to be able to take a breath. Next thing you know, I'd be slamming doors and screaming, would y'all just shut up? And I would deal with mom guilt the rest of the day, like feel like a total failure every single day. And on top of it all, I couldn't get any tasks done. Talk about ADD, ADHD. Well, I believe that's the food too, because I used to be like a tornado in my house, going through my house, thinking I'm going to deep clean, and all I'd do is make a bigger mess, and I wouldn't finish one task. My husband would come home, I'd be all stressed out. The house would be a mess. Dinner would be barely, put together well, and the kids would be all in disarray. And this was every single day. I was just defeated every single day. And what I learned, because when we stopped eating the toxic foods, that all started to change. I went from a size 8'10" to a size 4 in 6 weeks. I was carrying around 25 pounds of inflammation weight. I was working out at the gym 5 days a week, and I could never lose weight. And I thought, well, 165, 5'8", size 8'10", that's pretty good compared to America's average. I was like, okay, this is just my happy weight. This is where I'm going to be the rest of my life. I quit going to the gym, did this 90-day challenge, and just focused mainly on making my meals at home and buying organic ingredients and not eating the dairy, not eating the grain, and not eating the fruit and the added sugar. And I went from 163, 4 pounds down to 143 pounds and a size 4. I was shocked. I did not do this for weight loss. I thought I was at my lowest weight. I did it to feel better, but what I got in return is I got my energy. I got better sleep. I felt good after I ate. I felt amazing all day long. I was more patient with my children. I didn't want to give some old lady the middle finger for cutting me off on the highway. Y'all know you've been there. You have. I mean, it was just like, we wonder why our country is just so on edge. Like, everybody is ready to just pop these days. We're stressed from the food we're eating. We're taxed all get out. We're overworked and underpaid. We're living below, way above our means. And the food is seriously causing us to not be able to cope with life. I know firsthand. So if you want to learn more about my 90-day challenge, it's free, guys. It's happyandwayliving.org. You go there, you get the list of foods to buy. I have the 90-day challenge support group page on Facebook, and you can join that group. We have almost 1,000 members on that group who are also sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm telling you, there's not another medication that's going to make you feel better. There's not a better doctor. There's not a better specialist. There's not well, maybe if it costs $5,000, it's going to work. Maybe if I just get this surgery, I'll feel better. I'm here to tell you, nothing's going to get better if you keep eating chemicals. Nothing. I'm going to say it on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Nothing's going to change unless you change the foods that you're eating. And I'm here to help you every single step of the way. My phone calls are free. My email answers are free. My text messages are free. Everything that I do is free. I'm just a messenger sharing the truth of how to get your health back with food and not medicine. We have all but 2 people completely off their medications. And I'm talking about, we're up in the hundreds of people that have done this 90-day challenge. And it is so fast. It works so fast to get inflammation out of the body. And inflammation, I believe, is the root cause of the majority of illness in our country. It starts at the gut, and then the cells are inflamed from the toxic chemicals, and the body is just misfiring. You might have psoriasis, migraines, edema, swelling in your brain, seizures, tremors, joint pain, crippling pain in your body. You might have lost use of some of your limbs. I'm naming some things that have reversed through this 90-day challenge, okay? We have people that were walking with canes, not anymore. People that lost function of an arm and it started to work again. These people there were people that were bedridden, couch ridden, completely debilitated when they were watching TikTok and they heard my live and they were like, I'm going to try this. What have I got to lose? And sure enough, just like I believed, it was the food that was literally killing them. And there are people, I believe in the scripture, the word of God, and it says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So that means if we educate ourselves, we can prevent perishing. And this is the education that we need more than any other education in this country, is the food to eat. USDA organic labeled foods are the only safe foods in America to eat unless you grow your own organically. You have to research, what does that mean? So Faye, it's on the list of foods is on my website. Thank you for sharing the live. User 998, there's a real good chance you've been food poisoned your whole life. Well, I already know you have, but it's a real good chance that's the reason why you have that arthritis. Every single person with arthritis that has done my 90-day challenge will tell you, past tense, I had osteoarthritis. I had rheumatoid arthritis. I had MS. Right down to the autoimmune. I had Hashimoto's. I had lupus. I had PCOS. I had type 2 diabetes. I had tremors. I had psoriasis. That's just to name a few of the things that have gone away. It's the food. It is not a mystery. When you see this, you will never be able to unsee it. Someone, please tell me logically that it's okay to eat chemicals. Seriously, tell me that. Convince me right now that it's okay to eat chemicals. Convince me right now that it's okay to eat artificial food, bioengineered food. Somebody tell me that, because I don't think any of you will. I honestly don't think if any of you in your right mind, you're going to turn around and tell me it is okay if I eat some chemicals, or it is okay if I eat some artificial food. Seriously, think about that. We're living creatures. My name is Christi, Andrew. We are living creatures. We all learned in 3rd grade science, all living organisms, the definition is that we need food, water, and oxygen. If you were dropped in a jungle as a baby, all you would need to thrive would be food, water, and oxygen. Okay, well, you weren't dropped in a jungle. You were dropped in America, and it's a jungle of chemicals. It's not a plethora of clean food. It's not a plethora of clean water, and that's why we're sick. But if you go treasure hunting, if you do my 90-day challenge and you cut out, the reason we need to cut out grain and dairy is because they're very hard to digest and your gut has been destroyed by these chemicals. It's that simple. We've got to give our body rest so it can heal. We're going to go without fruit because of its sugar content. I'm not talking about the low glycemic fruits like tomatoes and cucumbers and, butternut squash and the things that have seeds that are lower in sugar. Sweet potatoes have sugar, but they're approved. All potatoes are approved. Beets are approved. Coconuts approved. There are some things that have natural sugar, but we're gonna stay away from the grain and the dairy because they're hard to digest. We're gonna stay away from the fruit for 90 days only, okay? Because we have to stop eating so much sugar. And then we're still gonna read our label and make sure we find the organic label on it. Make sure it's listed in the Yes Foods. Look at the nutritional label. Make sure it says 0 grams added sugar, because the sugar that it says includes 3 grams of sugar, that's natural sugar. The one under that that says includes 0 grams added sugar, that would be things like cane sugar, corn syrup, maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar, agave nectar. Any of those things would be added sugars. We're going to avoid all of those for 90 days. What that's going to do is it's going to cause candida to die in your body. It can't multiply without sugar. It's going to cause cancer cells to die in your body. They cannot multiply without sugar. And it's going to cause parasites to die in your body. They can't multiply without sugar. So this 90 days is going to eradicate candida, cancer, and parasites out of your body. And it's also going to give your gut, which has over 7 million living organisms in there, proper nourishment that's chemical free. And you're going to come back to life, guys. I'm telling you, you're not going to believe how fast you come back to life. Once you get past the first 7 to 10 days of sugar detox, depending on how much sugar you consumed in a day before you started, after that 7 to 10 days, the sugar cravings will go away because the candida, the cancer, and the parasites, their voice gets quiet when they get low in number. They're the ones screaming for sugar. If you have sugar cravings, it's a huge red flag that something inside of you is going to destroy you, because a healthy body does not crave sugar. So those voices are going to get quiet, and your microbiome, which is there to keep you happy, healthy, and whole, it's literally instinctually programmed to regulate everything in your body concerning your mood, your health, your digestion, your healing, your hormones. It is literally your health engine, your second brain, and it needs food. It doesn't need poison. It doesn't need antibiotics. It doesn't need fake food. It doesn't need any of that stuff. All it needs is food, and that's why this 90-day challenge works so fast. Chase Glasgow, cane sugar is not bad in and of itself. Sugar suppresses the immune system. It feeds candida, cancer, and parasites. We're just cutting it out for 90 days. After the 90 days, if you're able to eat the grains and the dairy and everything with no signs of inflammation, that means your leaky gut is healed, and you can add cane sugar back into your diet. But I only recommend for the rest of our lives to eat those sweet treats on the weekend. The life after the 90 days is a chemical-free, minimal sugar lifestyle. I still have to watch the sugar I eat. I can't eat sugar breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. I eat a milkshake or ice cream on the weekend, or I make cookies or brownies or cinnamon rolls, and I enjoy those things on the weekend. And throughout the week, I don't put sugar in all of my recipes. You just don't need that much sugar. Hang on one second. Jenny, I'm getting ready to answer you guys. Day 1, Blaine, yay. Congratulations, I'm so happy for you. You're gonna do it, you're gonna do great, and you're gonna say, I feel amazing, Blaine. It is, Michelle, and a lot of people try to eat as much organic as they can, but the missing link is giving your body 90 days to heal. The list of foods, for anyone who just asked me this, is found on my website. It's in the description of this live. It's also on my Facebook, happyandwayliving.org. The list of foods is there. I also have the 90-day challenge support group page on Facebook. I highly recommend you join that group. It's a wonderful group of encouragement and support. There's almost 1,000 members in there now, and everybody is there just helping each other, answering questions. Some have completed the 90 days and they still stay in the group because they become like family. People are praying for each other, sharing recipes, sharing 90-day approved items that they found, these little treasures that they found. Michelle, that arthritis is food poisoning. It's inflammation, and I'm telling you it's going to go away. Cons was chronic pain for 23 years. She could not walk unassisted. She lost 40 pounds, and she no longer walks with a cane, and all of her pain is gone. And she's just one story. Yes, user 739, happyandwayliving.org. Jenny, I hope you find the list. Guys, don't leave the live. If you have not found the list and you're looking for it, please let me know. And if something happens and you can't find it, just message me on TikTok or comment on YouTube or Facebook and just say, I need your website. And once you get there, you'll see my email address. I'm Christi Holdens Organics all the way across the board, and my email is thatname@gmail.com. So if you have questions, you need to send me an email. I will answer your questions there also. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Uh, Shine, I'm going to tell you why no stevia, okay? There is absolutely zero sweetener. The part of us that says, well, what about stevia? What about monk fruit? What about agave nectar? These are natural sweeteners, or they're zero sugar sweeteners. The reason why is not only are we going up against candida, cancer, and parasites that actually thrive on real sugar. Now, stevia might not feed those, but then we have another little monster to beat, and it's called our mind. The part of us that has depended on sugar for all these years for something sweet in our mouth. So the 90 days is going to get rid of that. I did not approve stevia or monk fruit or any sweeteners from the beginning. I had a huge hesitation. We didn't use it in our family. And I approved it because of logic. I couldn't argue with logic. It was like one ingredient, 0 sugar, 0 grams added sugar. But the problem is when I approved it a couple months after starting this live and having people on the challenge, people started commenting. I had no sugar cravings. They had all gone away. And when you approved the stevia, I put it in my coffee and my sugar cravings came back. That was their mind. And so 90 days of no sweetener, no added sugar, no fruit is going to break that cycle. We have to get away from the need for something sweet. We've been thriving off of sugar instead of the energy of proper nutrition. If we are properly nourished, we're not going to need sugar for energy. We won't need, oh, I need to eat me a Snickers bar to give me a boost of energy, or I need some chocolate. There is some approved chocolate for the 90-day challenge, by the way. It's no added sugar, no dairy, dark chocolate, organic. But it's not sweet. We just have to get away from the need for something sweet. 80% of our country has diagnosed diabetes. And Chase, you ask why cane sugar is bad. There's one reason. Good morning, Catherine. Yes, thank you, Raquel. Yes, so Black Ghost, after the 90-day challenge, it's basically going to be a chemical-free, minimal sugar lifestyle the rest of your life. And I have a video at the top of my TikTok, and it says it's pinned. It says these are, hey, good morning, April. These are the rules for the 90 days, and this is what life looks like after the 90 days. And in that video, I explain how you're going to reintroduce foods. You basically are going to do 1 grain at a time every 24 hours by itself. You're not going to just go eat a pizza day 1 because you've been without dairy and grain. And you have to be able to see, is your leaky gut. If you have leaky gut, your body's going to tell you what foods are okay to eat. I was able to eat oats and rice and goat cheese and sheep cheese and wheat. I was able to eat all of those foods without any red flag of inflammation. But when I tried to eat corn chips, it affected my neurological system, even organic. I still had leaky gut. Corn doesn't digest well. Little food particles got into my bloodstream as soon as I ate it, and I could not eat that yet. So I would put that off once a month and keep trying it. It took 12 months total from the time I started the lifestyle change until I could eat corn chips without having neurological stress in my body. The other one that took the full 12 months was cow dairy. Cow dairy is meant for babies with 4 stomachs. It is not easily digested. So if you have leaky gut, little food particles getting into your bloodstream through holes in your intestinal wall will cause inflammation. I got a sore throat, my face burned. I called it face burn, and my ear hurt within 15 minutes. So you just listen to your body after the 90 days. Let's see, Lacey Barfoot, she was able to reintroduce dairy by 6 months. So her gut's totally healed. She was always gluten intolerant. She's eating organic wheat today. We just have to go on to live a chemical-free, minimal sugar lifestyle. Because even organic, if you ate sugar every day, you're going to compromise your immune system. It does suppress the immune system. It is not good to eat too much sugar. But you can go back and have your fruit smoothie in the morning. You know, just your body is not going to want the sugar like it does right now. I promise. I have fruit in my house all the time, and I walk right by the apples 6 days out of the week, and then one day I'll be like, an apple sounds really good right now, and I'll eat it when it sounds really good. But I used to be like apples and peanut butter and Snickers bars and Chips Ahoy cookies, and it was like never ending. I would eat it instead of nutrition. And the biggest reason why you feel like you're sick and dying is because you're malnourished. You're eating very little real food, a very high sugar diet, and a ton of chemicals. And the body can only take so much of this. You're welcome, Black Ghost. Mariah, I didn't say no iodine, but you don't want to use iodized salt now that you bring that up. You don't need iodized salt. I didn't say no iodine, though. What I did say is no chemicals, no artificial food, no bioengineered food. So some of the, good morning, Martinez, some of the symptoms, that we've had go away have been fibromyalgia, urticaria, MS, rheumatoid arthritis. Yes, Martinez, you can do this vegan. I have 2 success stories of people who are vegan. You just eat everything on the yes list, the way it's written, and don't eat the meat. They even have organic tofu that is approved. So you can definitely do this vegan. I actually have a really cool story about a man. Shine, this will go away. So we all have diagnoses. And there's this umbrella of diagnoses in America. But I believe they're all held up by one thing, and it's called inflammation. And there's a pedestal at the bottom of what's causing the inflammation, and it's toxic food, artificial food, high sugar diet. And if we just take this bottom of the pole out, the pole falls over, and all these sicknesses crumble, and they are no more. And we have a very high success rate. I only have 2 people so far not off medication at the end of the 90 days. Everybody else is 100% off their medication. One is coming off the medication. It's a very dangerous medication to just quit automatically, but it was a diuretic because she had fluid in her brain and her body would not eliminate it. Well, that fluid, we know, was caused by the poisonous food. It was her body's response to injury. That's why our body makes fluid. It's a response to injury. And that fluid is gone. Her stroke-like symptoms are gone. Her seizure-like episodes are gone. Her pressure headaches are gone because that swelling has gone down. She will come off her medication. And the other lady doesn't have a thyroid. Okay? Do not let them cut your thyroid out before you eat this food. If I could have got a hold of her 20 years ago, if I would have known this truth and been able to reach her, I believe she'd still have her thyroid. Because the doctors will tell you your thyroid's not working. And I'm going to tell you the story, Martinez, about the vegetarian. One second. But the doctors say, your thyroid is not working. You need to take this medication. I have 5 people off their thyroid medication, and those same doctors have said, your thyroid is fully functioning. What did you do? And all they did was stop eating toxic food. And they got rid of the inflammation on the cellular level that was causing a misfire in their body. Yeah, Mariah, that really stinks. But I will tell you, it was probably the food that got you to that point. And your best option is to do this 90-day challenge, get the chemicals and the inflammation out of your body, let your body heal on the gut level, and you will have a better quality of life. I never tell people to stop taking their medication, especially if you've been on those prescription thyroid medications for 20 years and your body is used to depending on it for your T3 and T4 and all that stuff. It's very dangerous to not take it. But there are people who have just recently had their thyroid taken and immediately started taking the ancestral grass-fed beef hormones, and they've never had to go on prescription thyroid medication. So there are alternatives, but switching over after many years I don't know if that's possible, but this food will give you your best quality of life. The way you start is you go to appianwayliving.org. Welcome in today, Tisa. Go to appianwayliving.org, look at the list of foods to buy. And my email address is on there. The 90-Day Challenge support group link is on there for Facebook. And if you have questions, you just let me know, because I'm here to help you, and my help is free. My phone calls are free. My emails are free. My text messages are free. Everything that I do is free. I'm completely committed to helping you get your health back, like I got my health back 9 years ago. All right, so to talk about the vegetarians, I have a lot of people say, can we do the 90-day challenge if we're vegetarian? So Junk Food Junkie is his name on TikTok. When he first came on my live, he said, can I do this with brassicas and legumes? And I said, yes, just don't eat grain, don't eat dairy, don't eat fruit, and don't eat any added sugar, and anything you eat, let it be organic with those guidelines. And he was a size 3X. He was constipated. He had a sleeping disorder. He had neuropathy. He had aches and pains all over his body. And by week 4, his aches and pains were gone. His constipation was gone. He was sleeping 6+ hours a night, so he had a sleeping disorder. If I forgot to say that, I can't remember. His sleep had turned to 6+ hours a night. So his constipation was gone. He had lost 34 pounds. Inflammation was gone. Gut issues were gone. Sleeping disorder was gone. And at week 6, he got on my live and said, I have good news for you. My neuropathy to my feet has reversed. The blood is flowing again. And then at 2 months, he contacted me and he said, I've been to the doctor and all of my blood work came back normal. My lipids, my triglycerides, my cholesterol, my blood pressure, everything was normal by 2 months. And then he pops in here time to time, and it's been several months now since he started. He started April 30th, so May, June, July. He finished in July, but about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, hi Sid, he came on my live and he said, when I started this lifestyle, I was a size 3X, and I have just now gotten into an XL. So this lifestyle has taken away his obesity, his neuropathy, his all of his blood work is normal. He's sleeping now 7+ hours a night. He truly got his life back, and he did it as a vegetarian. It always blows me away too, because he was that sick as a vegetarian. It just goes to show you, no food is safe if you're not getting the organic food. Good morning, Deneen. I'm going to see if Deneen wants to share her testimony. Oh, Deneen, I don't know if I can invite you up. I think you have a private account. I'm glad you're here, Sid Moose Nurse. Layla got Bell's palsy 15 months ago, not fully recovered. My left side face is cold. Layla, this is your best option. This is your best option for your body to restore itself. Your body is very resilient. It was created to heal, and it knows how to heal. But if you're eating toxic foods and neurotoxins and a high sugar diet, your body is not going to be able to heal and recover. This is your best option. Just go to my website, get the list of foods to buy, happyandwayliving.org. My help is free, and I would love to help you. I believe it. Your body can restore. I've had people that have lost use of body parts, and they have gotten their use back. I have people that were walking with canes. They're not walking with canes anymore. Conscious Claudia on my website, happyandwayliving.org. I'm so happy to see all you new faces in here this morning, and I thank all the ones that have been here every day, liking and sharing this live, because it is helping us reach more people every single day. This is not going to ever be a viral TikTok. I am not here for followers. I am here to save your life. I am literally bringing life-saving information, and if you will just do it, I promise you, at the end of the 90 days, the worst thing that's going to happen is you will have eaten the best food in America. You will have no inflammation in your body. If you are really bad off now, you're still going to be 100% better. Maybe you'll have a little bit more healing that's going to keep taking place, like Junk Food Junkie and my gut issues, but you're going to feel 100% better than you do today. And that is the goal. But this is so important that you do it exactly the way we did it. Mimic what we did, because it took away 100% of my family's health issues. And it's taking away 100% of a slew of other people's health issues. Thank you for the follows, everyone. I'm so happy to see you guys here. Thank you, Larry. It's my pleasure. See, Tay-Tay, look at you. Tay-Tay's lost 10 pounds of inflammation since she started sorry, I can see your picture now. Since she started last Monday. The weight that comes off of you in the beginning is inflammation. It is literally fluid in your body or fat cells where toxins are stored. And as soon, the very day that you stop putting chemicals in your body does exactly what it's been trying to do all these years. It starts removing, detoxing the chemicals that are already stored up in your body that it couldn't get to the day before. Your body can only process out a certain amount of chemicals every day. We're talking about thousands of chemicals a day you're getting exposed to by the foods you're eating. Your body might be able to get a third of them out, but the other 2/3, you're going to have fluid buildup because of an injury response. Your body's being injured, and you're going to have fat cells that are storage compartments for toxins because your liver will do that. If your liver can't get to it at the end of the work day, it says, all right, you're going in fat cells. That's why we're swollen around our guts. America has, it just huge guts. It's just what our body is doing to try to stay alive. And if we don't do something about it, the body will not be able to continue, and we will perish. We will perish. And it's so important that you hear this today. You are going to be a prisoner in your body, and the only parole date is death. And yeah, I am trying to scare you into changing because you really need to think about your future. Do you want to be here in 10 years? Do you want to be playing with your grandkids or playing with your dogs or taking a walk on the beach or traveling? What is it in your heart to do? I am here to tell you, if you don't take care of that vehicle that you're driving around in every day, that body of yours, it's not going to take you anywhere but the couch or the bed or the hospital or the grave. That's where you're headed. But you can do something about it. I'm not here to be a doom and gloom. I'm here to give you a future and a hope. But you have to choose where you want to be in 10 years, if you're even still here. Now, I know there's no guarantees in life. Sure, something tragic can happen. A lot of people's attitude is, well, I'm going to die anyways. Something's going to kill me. Yeah, but do you want it to be a slow, excruciating death? Do you want it to literally be that you just deteriorate until you just stop ticking? Because that's what this food is going to do to you. And it's already doing that to some of you. Laura, that's up to you if you want to eat raw foods. I didn't, and I don't teach that, but that's up to you. I'm not against it. The biggest thing that I'm against is eating chemicals and added sugar. And for the 90 days, grain and dairy. After the 90 days, you can, like I told, I'm not a vegetarian, but you can adapt the 90-day challenge to fit your lifestyle. You just need to leave out grain, dairy, fruit, and added sugar, and everything else you eat needs to be organic or wild caught, no added ingredients, or local farm raised, grass-fed meat with no antibiotics, growth hormones, or chemicals anywhere on the property. These are the guidelines. You fit your lifestyle into those guidelines. It's really the food plus nothing. How you eat it, it's your choice. Hey, Nurse Mama, thank you. User 818, my website is right there above my head, appyandwayliving.org. It's also pinned in my bio. For the ones on TikTok and Facebook, there's a link. It's in my description and it's on my Facebook. And you can just go there and get the list of foods to buy. It'll give you a little overview of why we did what we did, how we reintroduced the foods. Then there's a really important video at the top of my TikTok. It's about a 6-minute video. And I made it because it answers questions that people have asked me 100 times. You know, what are the rules for the 90 days? And what does life look like after the 90 days? And so it's a very informative video. Thank you for sharing the live. Yes, Conscious Claudia, this is your best option to heal after severe addiction. Absolutely. This is going to give your body the perfect environment to recover from whatever trauma it's been through, whether it's food poisoning or addiction or cancer or, you know, mental issues, bipolar, ADHD, whatever the trauma on your body is, autoimmune, arthritis, these are all traumas. Whatever your trauma is, this is going to give your body its best chance to recover. Absolute best chance to recover. Hi, Connie. You're welcome, Conscious Claudia. Thank you, Laura Francis. This is what I tell people. Coming into it, people think, there's no way that myself is not going to crave sugar. If you cut out the fruit and the added sugar for 90 days, you're going to see real quick how much of that sugar you never needed to begin with. We think we can't live without it because we live in America. This is just the American way. It's a microwave society and a high sugar diet. We are like, our society is literally like sugar rush, crash, caffeine, sugar, crash, and no nutrition in there. Proper nutrition without chemicals and a ton of sugar, you stay right here. The whole world be like bouncing around you and you're just like cruising in the middle. It's the truth. It does make everything taste so much better. So Asha, I'm not selling a product here. I'm teaching a lifestyle. The foods to eat are listed on my website, and it's basically, thank you, Moxie. It's basically no grain, no dairy, no fruit, no added sugar, and all the other foods are going to be organic or wild caught with no added ingredients. Thank you for the heart puffs, Moxie. No added ingredients, no added sugar, the wild caught fish, no added ingredients, and farm raised grass fed meat is the only non-organic options, the wild caught fish and the meat, but it has to be no antibiotics, no growth hormones, and no sprays on the fields that those animals are eating. We have to be very careful what we put in our mouth. Some of us are more careful about how we take care of our new cars. We pay for the expensive gas. We get the oil changed every 3,000 miles. We get the tires rotated. We don't smoke in our car. We don't eat in our car. But when it comes to our bodies, we are literally sucking down poison. It would be like putting gas in a car, low-grade gas with water in it, and expecting that car to get you from point A to point B, or never getting the oil changed. Some of you would be like, oh, not my baby. My car's name's Baby, I know. But we have to treat our bodies. Those cars can be replaced, okay? Your body cannot be replaced. Some of us are OCD about how clean we keep our house. And the inside of our body needs a good sweeping. And we can't replace our body, guys. We can replace a house. We can replace furniture. We can replace clothes. We can replace cars. And we take super good care of these things, some of us. Some obsessively. We need to be that obsessive about keeping our bodies clean from toxic chemicals and artificial food and too much sugar. Hey, Katja. Welcome to the Dream Team, Moxie. So, Laura, that's another excellent point. You are saying things that I repeat over and over again. So some people are like, well, how can I afford organic? I say, how can you not? Number one, Your medical expenses are going to go away. Your prescription medications are going to go away. You're going to eat less food. You're not going to be wasting $20, $30, $40 on those quick stops to grab nutrition that's not even going to stay with you for 5 minutes. It's going to leave you feeling really sick. You're gonna just start buying all of your food, your coffees, everything to make it home. So your grocery bill's gonna go up, but that 20% was being blown all those other places. I'm telling you, in the end, you're gonna spend less. Hello, Shahid, how are you? In the end, you're gonna spend less. I do not pay for medical insurance. My whole mindset of life changed when I started eating clean organic food and realizing that I was no longer going to be doctor dependent. Now I'll go to the doctor if I have trauma. If I need stitches or get in a car accident or get severely burned, I will go to the doctor for that. But I will not ever again in my life depend on a doctor to keep me healthy, because they don't. I don't care what anybody says to me, you will never change my mind. They treat symptoms with pharmaceutical medications that have side effects that are sometimes worse than the symptoms to begin with. They are not healing your body. They're helping you cope with pain and sickness and deterioration caused by the non-organic, chemical-filled foods that you're consuming every day. We have to wake up. We have to make better choices for our body. I don't need medical insurance. I need to make sure I've got 3 months supply of organic food in case the supply chain runs out or my car breaks down and I can't get to the grocery store. That's my medical insurance. And honest to goodness, I do everything I can in the natural to maintain good health. If I ever got sick, if something happened and cancer happened to overtake my body, I would have to pass out and be taken to the hospital for them to test me and say, you have cancer. And I would walk right out that door and say, thank you, doctor. And I would avoid all sugar. I would drink organic veggie juice. I would be doing organic coffee enemas. And if I died, I died. But I have a different mindset. I am not going to take poison to heal my body. Not prescriptions, not chemo. I just won't. But I wasn't always that way. I used to call the doctor for every single hangnail. If my kids got a fever and my doctor did not prescribe an antibiotic for those children, I would be angry with those doctors. But knowing what I know now, that those antibiotics were so dangerous and harmful to the gut, that's supposed to keep us healthy, and that we just need proper nutrition and a strong immune system, and we won't even need doctors. Seasonal allergies and seasonal colds are non-existent in my house. When COVID came around, I didn't worry about it. When the flu came around, I don't worry about these things. What I'm worried about is, am I eating chemicals? Am I giving my kids too much sugar? Are they eating a good, clean, healthy, nutritious diet so that they can thrive in whatever environment they're in? Those are the things I'm concerned about. So Jennifer, there's quite a few home delivery. There is Thrive Market, there's Vitacost. And if you Google USDA organic food delivery companies, also Amazon owns Whole Foods. There's a lot of 365 organic products on there. Misfit Markets is a produce company. Hold on, I have to do a little thing here. Okay. Misfit Markets is an organic produce company that you can order produce online. Antibiotics are overprescribed. And I can tell you, in 9 years, I have had to get antibiotics twice. And I'll tell you why. A year after this lifestyle change, not a sniffle, not a asthma attack, not a inflammation, not a gut issue, not a constipation, not nothing. I had been squeaky clean, full of life and energy, feeling amazing for an entire year. So I feel like I've got this superpower now. Like, okay, I'm healed. Maybe I can get my favorite pizza and wings that I used to get from that restaurant and a Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So our whole family, that's what we did. And within 24 hours of eating that toxic food, we had 104-degree fever, and I ended up with pneumonia. I had no choice but to get antibiotic. I literally was on the brink of death. I was sick for 2 weeks. 4 years goes by after that. Squeaky clean, no allergies, no sinus infections, no sickness, nothing. Eating squeaky clean. And I guess my memory is real short, okay? Well, it was 4 years, but I still thought, well, maybe now I can eat that food. Same thing. Within 24 hours, I had asthma, bronchitis, and it turned into pneumonia. My inflammation, one of my worst inflammations before I changed this lifestyle was asthma. Well, fluid is a response to injury. The injury was chemicals in my body, and the fluid response in my body went to my lungs. Some people it goes to their head, some it goes to their nervous system, some it goes to their joints, some it goes to their legs, and their legs are swollen like edema by the gallon. It just depends on where it's going to affect your body. Mine was asthma. I found out my asthma was caused by the food I was eating, causing an inflammatory response in my body against those toxic chemicals, and fluid was getting in my lungs because of that. I'm telling you, Nurse Mama, it is. All I can tell you is, I know you don't know me, but our family, seasonal allergies are non-existent. Asthma is non-existent. Pneumonia, bronchitis, COVID, flu, non-existent, as long as we stay in the boundaries of this lifestyle. A couple Thanksgivings ago, so even eating organic, you still have to be careful how much sugar you eat. So a couple Thanksgivings ago, I made like pumpkin pie, all organic, pumpkin pie, chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies, apple pie. I made all these sweets. And for the next 5 days, my children woke up every morning on their break and they're eating that for breakfast. They both got a respiratory infection at the end of that 5 days. And I knew it was because they had eaten all that sugar and their immune system got compromised. But as long as, I keep it to one good sweet day a week, we don't get sick. As long as we don't eat the non-organic food and we watch the amount of sugar. If I sit down on a Friday night and I want to eat a pint of organic ice cream, I don't even count the sugar calorie or the sugar intake in that, because it's one day a week and it doesn't hurt me. Now, if I were to sit down every night and have me a pint of ice cream, it's going to be another story. So it is a chemical-free, minimal sugar lifestyle that's going to keep you healthy once you go through the 90-day challenge and heal your body. Yak, there are plenty of people who care about it. Don't be a downer. Joy Ginger, you feel weak when you cut out sugar because there's sugar boogers living inside of you, and the burst of energy that you were getting from that sugar was them thriving, cancer, candida, and parasites. If not one overgrowth, all three. So when they get what they need to thrive, you are literally thriving off of their good feeling. And as soon as that sugar drops, their energy drops and your energy drops. When you take it out, them suckers are dying, and you're going to go through 7 to 10 days where you're going to literally feel like you have no energy. You're going to have headaches. You're going to be cranky because that's how they feel. But the good news is you can eat potatoes. So what I tell people is, during the 90-day challenge, carbs and coffee or carbs and tea. If you're a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, the caffeine and the potatoes are going to help you. You should eat potatoes with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eat the skin on the potatoes. You need lots of fiber, fermented foods, organic, good, proper nutrition. And after the 7 to 10 days, it's going to flip. You've just been living off of sugar. So we're going to starve out the bad and we're going to feed the good. Right now, before this 90 days, we're feeding the bad and starving and killing the good. So when the script flips, you're going to start living off of proper nutrition, and your microbiome and the 7 million living organisms inside your gut that are thriving and getting energy from the food, you're going to start to feel what they feel. You're basically a mirror of what's going on inside of you. If you feel like you're sick, tired, and dying, it's because your body inside is sick, tired, and dying. If you get a sugar rush, it's because those sugar boogers just they're in a good mood. They just got what they needed to multiply and destroy your body. But when that sugar crash comes, they crash, you crash. When your gut comes to life, you're going to come to life. And as long as you stick with this lifestyle, your gut, your health engine is going to thrive. It is a living world created by God to keep you healthy. And all it needs is proper nutrition. Well, Nurse Mama, you found the right thing with the variety, because you don't have to be, thank you, Eleni, you don't have to be a carnivore to get healthy. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's healthy to just be a carnivore, because you were actually an omnivore, created as one. You need a variety. It's not healthy. The reason people get stuck on the carnivore, and I've touched this, is because it's like, I just want relief. And the reason you get some relief is because you're cutting out some of the most inflammatory foods there are, which is the grain and the dairy. But, and you might not even be cutting out grain. I don't really know how far you are with the carnivore. But I had a friend who, instead of flour, was grinding up pork skins, non-organic pork skins, to make pizza crust. And her family, she would not listen to me. I was like, do you want to know why your husband is in bed all the time with migraines? Do you want to know why your kids look gray and are depleted and have bad attitudes all the time? She was dehydrating steakums to make meat crackers with. And I was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I couldn't just keep telling her, because she made it real clear. This is my way. This is the way I'm doing it. You will not change my mind. And so we kind of couldn't communicate on that anymore. But you need a wide variety of foods, and this is the way. And this will give you the relief, Nurse Mama, that you were after with the carnivore diet. It will. And then the beauty of it is, you get to spend the rest of your life eating the foods that you want to eat. Now, if you want to just eat meat, okay. But most people don't just want to eat meat. Most people don't just want to eat vegetables. Most people don't just want to eat, tofu or whatever. Most people are like, man, it would really be good to have a chicken parmesan with some, breading and some noodles and whatever. Most people want a variety. It's because we're omnivores. I know, Nurse Mama, and that's why all of these things are out there, because we're so desperate to feel better. That's why the supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's why we got all these, carnivore diet, gluten-free diet, dairy. Ooh, that was a big old spider. I just felt like Little Miss Muffet. Oh my goodness, I hope that thing is not a jumping spider. I'm going to show you. I am going to show you. I am not making this up. Y'all see that little thing right there? He looks like he's going to jump on me. If he jumps on me, I am going to scream. Please just stay over there on that pepper plant. Oh my goodness. He dropped down from the top of my greenhouse. Sorry guys. Okay, so no nickname, good question. I'm talking about the high glycemic fruits. I'm not talking about tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, avocado, all the salad fruits. That's what I call those. The salad fruits are approved. We still need some sugar. All potatoes are approved. All seeds, nuts, and beans are approved. Anything made from seeds, nuts, and beans, any milks or butters or creams, and then beets are approved. So there is a little bit of sugar still left in this diet, natural sugars, but there's no added sugar. But we're cutting out, and lemon and lime is approved, but we're cutting out all of the fruity fruits, the high glycemic fruits. And I just left out all citrus except lemon and lime, because once you open the gate, people are like, well, if I can have this, then I can have that. If I can have this, then I can have that. And I'm trying to keep it as narrowed in as possible, so that I can ensure that people are going to get the results that I'm talking about. It is a jumping spider. Oh, nurse mama, don't tell me that. So, oh, I just saw him jump. Oh, God. He's jumping the other way. Oh my goodness. He's cute. He's cute, but I do not want him to jump on me. I'm telling you what. Y'all will see me do a dance this morning, and oh, I'll have you laughing. So Nurse Mama, what I can say is, if your body is already not right, you may have some reactions to some different foods. Like there's some people who are like, I'm allergic to so many foods, or I have reactions to so many foods. And what I tell them is, do this 90-day challenge. If there is a food listed in the Yes Foods right now that you're sensitive to, just leave it out at first. And just wait till your inflammation goes down in your body, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then try the organic option of it. And one thing you can do, it could be that your body's acidic. One thing that you can do is when you use pasta sauce or different things like that, you can put in like a jar of pasta sauce, you could put a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and stir it, and it'll neutralize the acid. That could help too. But it's just about getting the inflammation out of your body. Yeah, I'm in a greenhouse, Deb K. So they're here, but I don't usually see them, and that one jumped from the ceiling. Thank you, Blanco. Welcome to the dream team. Pedrella, I don't know if there's a shortage of organic lemons. They're available at Food Lion. Now, I always get the bag of lemons. Walmart has organic lemons. Food Lion has them. Whole Foods has them. And that's always going to be your best option. When you buy like a single avocado, you might see a $3 price tag on it, or $1.50 for a lemon. But if you buy the bag, it's a better value. So I always get a bag of lemons. So corn allergy advocate. I am also an advocate of educating people about the chemicals in the food. That's why I teach people to eat USDA organic labeled foods. I don't believe that USDA organic food is toxic. Corn, I can eat organic corn and it doesn't hurt me. I just had to make sure that I had no leaky gut when I ate it, because little food particles get into my bloodstream because corn is hard to digest. But I agree 100% with you about the non-organic food and the mold, and the corn being toxic. Absolutely agree with you. No. Oh, Laura, you had to go. I don't avoid using eating raw honey. I just recommend wait till after the 90-day challenge before eating any honey, because we want to cut out that need for something sweet. Local raw honey. The hard thing with honey is, if you don't get organic, well, number one, it's hard to make organic honey because, bees will travel 5-mile radius. And if you have any, that's why I don't have bees, because there's too many sprayed fields around us and it wouldn't be organic. So I buy organic honey. But no, I agree with eating raw honey. Repeat that, please. Okay. Which part? Low to excess? I'm sorry. If it's talking about healing our gut with the 90-day challenge, please tell me what I have to repeat. Oh, baking soda. Oh, okay. All right, now low to XS, however I say that, this whole live is about reducing inflammation. Just putting baking soda in tomato sauce is not going to solve your problem. For someone on the 90-day challenge, when you're going to eat chemical free, no grain, no dairy, no fruit, no added sugar, and you're going to buy organic food, the inflammation is coming from poisons. 7 to 10,000 chemicals in the foods that we're eating daily. This is where the inflammation's coming from. The lady I was answering, Nurse Mama, she is transitioning into the 90-day challenge, and she said she seemed to have reaction to tomato-based foods. And I was just saying, one thing that it could be is it's acidic. So if you put a little bit of baking soda in pasta sauce or anything tomato-based, it will neutralize the acid, which can help not give so much irritation. But removing inflammation starts with healing our gut and getting the chemicals out of our body. And if you want to learn more about that, go look at my website. It's free. All of my information is free. Guys, thank you for tapping the screen, sharing this live. We've already had several new people today asking questions because of all of your likes and all of your shares. I appreciate you. Oh, good. Good. Then you're on your way. Day 6. I'm so proud of you. Nurse Mama, to 1 jar of pasta sauce, start with a 1/4 teaspoon. You don't want it to taste like baking soda because that will be disgusting. Thank you for hitting that like button. Well, I say it's a like button. Tapping the screen. Start with that. Stir it, stir it, stir it. It'll foam. It'll get this foam on it, and just keep stirring it till the foam goes away. And then taste it. That should be enough. I usually do between 1/4 and 1/2, never more than 1/2. Hi, Rebecca. Lissy lover, I don't believe you. Those chemicals are not from the Democrats, okay? You are not going to see Republicans or Democrats change the food industry in America. I hate to burst your bubble. The only thing that's going to change the food industry in America is if Americans stop buying the poisonous food. That's the way it's going to change. We have to change it. You are not being held down, forced to buy these foods. You are making a choice every dollar you spend to buy poisonous food and to eat it. Nobody is holding us down at gunpoint, saying, you're going to eat that McDonald's. You're going out to eat tonight. You're going to buy all that food without the organic label. Nobody is doing that. And there ain't no government official that's going to change it. Period. I'm just saying, it's the truth. I mean, people might be well-meaning, but this is bigger than even government officials. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. They are bigger. And the FDA has approved these chemicals, okay? That's a government department. The website is happyandwayliving.org. It's right above my head, user 818. It's also pinned in my bio along with my email address. Feel free to message me with any questions on TikTok or in my email or on Facebook. I'm here to help you every step of the way. I can't wait for your updates, LO2XS. Please keep us posted, okay? Your updates are very important. I'm currently working on putting together a book of 90 days of meals. It's not necessarily a recipe book. It's going to be an inspiration book where you can go to day 1 and see, oh, breakfast was eggs and no sugar added bacon and some hash browns. And lunch was a tuna salad with the approved seed crackers. And dinner was a chicken breast with broccoli and quinoa. It's going to be more of a picture book. Some will have ingredients, some will not. But I'm working on that right now. I have so many people on the 90-Day Challenge support group page on Facebook who have uploaded beautiful pictures of their 90-day approved meals. And I just had the idea, all I got to do is click and drag to a PDF and put it on 90 days. So that is coming soon. So So Lissy, I believe in the power of baking soda. I believe that it's healthy to take some baking soda water every single day for keeping your body alkaline, for reducing acid in your body. Well, I just said the same thing two different ways. Sorry. And for also removing heavy metals out of the body. But what's going to cure cancer is not feeding it. And cancer's number one food source is sugar. And this 90-day challenge is going to starve out cancer cells, candida, and parasites in our bodies. I'm glad, Nurse Mama. Yes, good healthy food is for everyone. That's right, Nurse Mama. And I don't get hung up in the politics. I'm not pro-government and I'm not anti-government. I just stay right here in the middle, and I will just tell you, we cannot look for leaders in our country or doctors in our country to dictate what our health is going to be. It's about our choices. Is that Democratic Party knocking on your door today saying you're going to eat these poisons? Is Trump knocking at your door this morning saying, now I'm going to take away these poisons? All we got to do is stop buying the food. We have the power because these are companies. What do companies need to stay in business? Money. They need money. Where are they getting the money? From the American consumers. You're an American consumer. Companies go out of business all the time because people stop buying their product. We just have to stop buying it and start supporting the USDA organic farmers and companies who do not want to poison the environment or people's bodies. Thank you, Lo. I'm going to call you Lo. Yeah, Nurse Mama, I'm telling you, I'll call it the hot burner effect. So once you've gotten free from the chemicals, once you've stopped eating those chemicals and you get a taste of real food that's chemical free, and you start to feel your body respond positively to food instead of negatively, as soon as you put some of those poisons back in your body, you're going to know it. And I call that the hot burner effect, okay? The stove is on, you just put your hand on the burner and you go, oh, that hurt. And I'm not saying you're not going to forget and put your hand back on that burner again, but hopefully the goal is eventually you put your hand on that burner enough times and you're like, I'm not doing that anymore, because those foods are never going to be okay to eat. We're human. We're still going to test it. We're going to go on vacation. We're going to get feeling all swirly on vacation. Be like, oh, I want a margarita. And man, I'd like to get me some shrimp and grits from that local restaurant. How do I know? Ask me how I know. Okay. But just like me, you're going to end up with edema for 2 weeks when you get back from vacation. I'm just saying, it's a hot burner and it's always hot and it will never be unhot and it will always hurt. Every time, every single time, it's going to hurt. We just have to get it out of our minds. Those days are over. Those days are over of, oh, but I love going out on Friday night, going to my favorite restaurant and having me a margarita and, going to the movie and getting me some popcorn and candy. Those days are over unless you want to keep putting your hand on that hot burner. And that's your choice. I've put my hand on that hot burner quite a few times in the last 9 years, and I can tell you it hurt every single time. Sometimes I held my hand on the burner a little too long, and it hurt a lot worse. And it takes time to heal. It takes time to heal. But everybody that is on the 90-day challenge that does it, and they report back to me, like, I have to admit I cheated, but I feel so bad today. I say, good. I'm glad you cheated, and I'm glad you got to see even more, because we're humans. We just sometimes have to learn things the hard way. And I'm thankful, because now you know more that what I've been saying all along is the truth, that they are absolutely toxic, poisonous foods, and your body has been in a survival state for years, and now your body's starting to be in a peaceful living state, not survival, just an existence of peace and, eat, drinking, and being merry, and, not like, ooh, should I eat that? Ah, man, I wish I wouldn't eaten that. Oh, I didn't get no sleep last night because I ate that. Oh, I feel so bad today because I ate that. This is the life we're leaving behind, okay? The new life is we're not living to eat anymore. We're eating to live. Okay, got it. I'm going to say it again. Stop living to eat, start eating to live. Your whole relationship with food will change. I was not a cook. Somebody said the other day, you have to be a good cook, or you have to know how to cook to do this challenge. And I said, that's not true. I was the worst cook. I would dump a can of cream of mushroom soup with some thick football rubber chicken breast from Walmart into a crock pot, hope for the best, boil up some instant beans rice, whatever that stuff was called, instant rice, and just throw it over it. My husband said so many times, we've been married 18 years, so this was the first 9 years of our marriage. And he'd come home from work and he'd be real sweet and be like, could you show just a little TLC? And I hated cooking. I'd get in that kitchen and I'd just be like, I can't wait to get out of this kitchen. And now I'm like, pizza and wings is nothing. I whip up homemade pizza and wings like it's nothing. I make burgers and homemade fries like it's nothing. I'm in and out of the kitchen in an hour, just like I used to be making garbage. It gets easier. So it just takes a will to want different. We have to stop depending on other people to feed us. Because if you do, you don't know what you're getting. You see your kid misbehaving, you hear the teacher say, oh, I think your child's got ADD, ADHD. I think we need to put them on Ritalin. That's your choice. But I would try to take them off of non-organic food first and all the added sugar, because I think that's all that child needs. As a matter of fact, I know that's all that child needs. I saw a good short or a meme somebody made, and it was an open pantry with like Kellogg's and Fruit Loops and, all the little snack bars, granola bars, just all the garbage that our kids eat regularly when we're unaware. And it said, stop screaming at your children. Look in your pantry. Because we'll give them this food and be like, sit down, shut up, stop fighting, pay attention in school, stop arguing with your teacher. Is there something wrong with you? It's what we're giving them. It's the food we're giving them. It's very important we know this. Rebecca, we can absolutely talk today. My phone appointment time is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we are not connected on Facebook, go friend me at Christi Holdens Organics or join the 90-Day Challenge support group page. Make sure you message me so I can message you back so we can call on Messenger. I have never heard of Jaziel Created to Heal. Thank you. It is a powerful tool to cheat and find out the hard way. So people are like, well, can I eat at a restaurant? And I say, at your own risk. Just like me, I'm no different. I am not holding you to a different standard than I hold myself, I promise. I'm just trying to teach you to set your own standard of good health and no inflammation in your body. Thank you for sharing the live, everyone. Guys, you're helping me reach new people every single day. I talk about things on this live that certain groups in our country probably don't like you can heal cancer with food. You can not be diabetic the rest of your life. You can get rid of chronic pain and not need that double knee replacement. You can get rid of rheumatoid arthritis. You can get rid of Hashimoto's and lupus and PCOS and IBS and celiac. You can get rid of those. This is my message. And how do I know that? Because that's exactly what's happening in people's lives that are doing my free 90-day challenge. And I don't charge for it. If I was a company, they'd probably put me out of business. The reason I'm live on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok this morning is in case I ever get banned. I will not shut up. I will not normalize the sickness in this country. I will not normalize the fact that the FDA has approved 7,000 to 10,000 chemicals in our food. I will not normalize the fact that 1 out of every 3 children in our country is getting diagnosed with autism. I will not normalize the fact that 80% of our country is diabetic and 70% has a diagnosed gut issue. I will not normalize it. I will never shut up. I will never, ever, ever shut up. They can try to shut me up, but I will never shut up. Because this is saving lives. I have 2 families with children on the autistic who have autism, and they have both improved. One of them is now, the mom has said, I thought he was going to be a dependent with me for the rest of my life. And after changing his food to organic and cutting out the added sugar, his seizure-like episodes stopped and he's fully functional. She's like, he's going to have a life. And it's not going to be dependent on me. Another lady said that her son is off all his prednisone. He has come to her and said, I feel like I can talk better. Children with autism are improving with this. I'm not going to normalize it. I'm like, we'll never know our full potential. You are subpar at best with poor nutrition and a chemical-filled diet. We will never know our full potential or our children's full potential if we don't stop eating this garbage. Yes, Nurse Mama, I'm right there with you. I'm part of the Hardhead clan. It's not worth getting sick. That's okay, Rose. I'm glad you made it. Eat to live, not live to eat. It is. It's on my website, too. Stop eating to live. Or stop living to eat, start eating to live. Sorry, it was backwards. Stop living to eat, start eating to live. And another thing on my website is you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. Free from what? From that body that's a prison right now. I like to tell people, I went to the prison door, I beat up the guard, I took the key, and if you'll take this key that I'm offering you, you have to turn the key. How do you turn the key? You go to the website and you get the list of foods to buy and you treat it like it's life or death, because it is. It really is life or death. This is going to change the rest of your life. Ask Raquel, who was completely debilitated at 31 years old and she's got her life back. Ask J. Play Jules, who was completely debilitated at 42 years old and she's gotten her life back. Ask Sarah Garcia, who had Hashimoto's, no energy, and was losing hair, couldn't lose weight. And she did this 90-day challenge and she's off all medication. Her hair's growing back. She's lost weight and she's feeling amazing. Ask Hans, who had crippling pain for 23 years and couldn't walk unassisted and was 40 pounds overweight. And she don't walk with a cane anymore, and she doesn't ride in a scooter at Walmart anymore, and she lost 40 pounds. And all of her pain is gone. Ask Bobby, who's been on thyroid medication since he was 33 years old, and he's 51. He was on triglyceride medication too, and blood pressure medication. Ask him. It's all gone. And he's lost all the weight. He's lost all the inflammation, and all of his sickness is gone. Ask Michelle and her husband. He had rheumatoid arthritis. At 2 weeks, they lowered his medication. At 4 weeks, he was in remission, and he came off all his medications, and her chronic yeast infections and all of their aches and pains went away, and they got their life back. I could keep going. Ask Tara, the one with the son, who for 9 years had seizure-like episodes. The doctors never diagnosed it. They said maybe it had something to do with his autism. Well, guess what? It was the food. Because as soon as she switched them to organic and cut out the added sugar, those 9 years of seizure-like episodes came to an abrupt halt, and they've never come back. I could go on, guys. What's your inflammation? Ask Petal Rose, who was type 2 diabetic. She was my first success story. She was the first one to start the 90-day challenge, and at the end of the 90-day challenge, she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you are no longer type 2 diabetic. She didn't have to take her blood sugar medication the entire 90 days. These are true stories, and you can see them on my website. You're welcome, Carol. And Deneen had severe pain, and she couldn't even enjoy like taking walks. She's walking 3 miles. I think she said 3 to 5 times a week now. And she's playing with her grandchildren, which could not be done before, like getting on the floor. Deneen, I'm pretty sure we talked in the beginning, and you were in tears saying, I can't even get on the floor and play with my grandchildren. Now she's babysitting them and walking 3 miles in one day. It was the food. And Rebecca, I'm just trying to share the truth that I know works. I know it works. How do I know it works? Because it worked 100% for my family. I don't have to convince people that you don't feel good. I don't have to convince you that when you eat, it makes you feel sick. When you wake up in the morning, you have swollen joints. That every time you go to the doctor, it's one more diagnosis and one more medication. I don't have to convince you that you can't lose weight and you have migraines or tremors or seizures. What I have to convince you of is that it's a real simple fix. That food really is medicine. And you'll never know until you try. Your other option is endless doctor's appointments and tests. That's your other option. This option is just the best food. It is clean, organic, real food that's going to help your body heal. I'd prefer that option. Actually, I preferred that option. I make lip balm, organic lip balm, and it tastes like lemon, and it tastes so good. I put like lemon candy flavor, organic lemon candy flavor in it, so it's not just an essential oil, it's actually like a whole experience. Rebecca, I know. Yeah, and Werewolf and Rebecca, I know. But I have several people who were watching TikTok debilitated. Either severe debilitating hip pain, couldn't move, or severely, most of it was pain or fatigue or headaches, migraines, whatever was keeping them in the bed, or depression. And they did this 90-day challenge and their life turned around. I'm not lying to you and I'm not misleading you. This is the answer you've been praying for. I promise you. Maybe you're not a Christian. It's the answer you've been wondering about. And 1 to 3% of the food in the grocery stores is the only food safe to eat without consequence. And that's what I do, is I just educate you on the right foods to eat. And the 90 days is very important to go without the grain, the dairy, the fruit, the added sugar, and eat organic, and don't cheat. You only cheat yourself. But at the end of the 90 days, you're going to be glad you did it. I promise. That's good, Rebecca. Start by going to my website and join the 90-day challenge support group page on Facebook. There's almost 1,000 members on there now. It's a wonderful support group. There's 4 chats on there. One is like new member information. Another one is the general Q&A. Then there's a prayer request chat, and there's a few ladies maybe not just ladies, a few people in the group have volunteered to pray over that request text daily, the messages daily. So you'll have support there. And I'm here to help you. If you need a phone call, I think you were the one that just asked for the phone call. If you were, we can do that at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Hi, Carrie. You know, all I hope for every single day when I come on these lives is just, I'm throwing out a net, guys. I'm literally fishing every day because I know the sea is full of people who need this. And I pull the net in, and some days there's 1, some days there's 10, some days there's 50. But I'm just trying my best to reach as many people every day to tell you there's another option in America. There is a way to heal your body without a doctor. There's a way to come off your medications, and it's not with another medication. And I have had people debilitated even under naturopathic care with all of those non-organic supplements that are just as toxic as the food that they're trying not to eat. And I'm telling you, it is an endless cycle of HE double hockey sticks. This way of life works. Oh, thank you, Herbert. It's good to see you again. I am going to continue to share this truth as long as I can. Yes, Terry. Thank you so much, Terry. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. You know, I get testimony updates every single day, and I don't count any of these updates as small. It can be, I woke up this morning and I'm on week 1 and my fingers aren't numb anymore. I went to the bathroom today a lot. And I say better out than in. Everything matters to me, you know. I was able to get up and water my garden today. Coming from someone who was couch ridden for 8 months, that's a big deal, guys. I was able to do my dishes today. Coming from someone who hadn't been able to even get up and walk across the room without almost passing out for 2 years, that's a big deal. I was able to walk to my car and I was able to breathe normally when I did. Coming from someone with emphysema and COPD, that is a big deal. These are big deals. These are big deals to me. Yes, Werewolf, I agree. I agree. And that's why I came live, is because I was like, well, the platform increases the amount of people that I reach. And if 1,000 people happen to 5-second view it, maybe 1 to 5 will actually do the 90-day challenge. And that is huge because I ran out of IRLF friends. I mean, I wore people out with this information for the last 9 years in my local community and my family members. And I annoyed them to all get out, to where some of them didn't have nothing to do with me. Even my sister-in-law, she was 38. She died of colon cancer last August. And when I found out she was diagnosed, she heard the spiel. Please don't eat any grain, dairy, fruit, added sugar, all organic, drink veggie juice, do organic, coffee enemas. And I didn't hear from her for a year. And I think we finally talked when she was getting really bad off. She went through the chemo. And she was like, I just didn't think it was the food, and I just don't believe it's the sugar. And so that's why she didn't talk to me for a whole year. And I'm telling you what, it was not pretty the way she left. I can tell you that. Now, she was a believer. That part was beautiful because she was praising Jesus all the way to her grave, her last breath, I should say. But her physical body was wrecked from everything it had been through in the prior year. So, not for me. I want to believe that God gave us everything we need in this earth that's not man-made to heal our bodies and to stay healthy. The problem is we just live in a man-made country. Everything is man-made. Everything is altered by man to make it cheaper, to make it last longer on the shelves, to make it taste the same. You know, certain brandings like McDonald's, all their food has to taste a certain way. Chemicals do that. Starbucks, the smell, everything's got to have that smell, that taste. It's like a branding. The chemicals are even part of the branding. But we don't have to buy that stuff. We don't have to, be so wrapped up in the way of society that we go into the pit with it. We can carve out our own existence right in the midst of all of it and change our own life. Like, some of us are so focused on trying to change the government or change these companies, but the truth is we never will. The only thing we can change is our own home. If it changes in our home, then it can flow out of our home. Thank you, Tin Man. If we change it in our home, it will flow out of our home. That's all this is that I'm doing to you right now. It had to first happen in my home. If I would have just went and read a book and I was still sick and fatigued and swollen and moody and not getting good sleep and screaming at my kids, if I was still that person, but I had read some book about doing this method but hadn't never walked in it, and I decided to go live, it would have about this much effect because it's not pouring from a place of doing it. That's what makes things stick, I guess, is when you meet somebody who is actually, think about a millionaire. Well, you might want to listen if they came from nothing and became a millionaire and you're trying to be successful financially. You're going to be more apt to listen to that person than someone who's living on the street. Well, it's the same with something like this. I had to do this first in my own life. Do this in your life, and it's going to have an effect. It'll pour out of your home too, and that's all I can hope for. Good morning, Teresa. All I can hope for is that it's going to start a bunch of campfires all across America. And I don't care if it ever comes back to me how many people this truly helps. God knows, He sees. And what matters to me is that people, even people that never mention in my lives, and say, hey, I got the information, I did it, it healed my body, thank you so much. There could be a third of the people that have heard this information that have already gone on to get their health back, and they could be sharing this information with their friends and family. This is all that matters to me. Yeah, I know, Herbert. We don't have to refrigerate eggs unless they're washed. And in America, they spray bleach on the eggs. Now, the non-organic eggs cannot be sprayed. I'm sorry, the organic eggs are washed, but they can't be washed with bleach. But they do have to be at least sprayed to be sold in a grocery store. But yeah, you can have eggs on the counter as long as there's no compromise in that coating on them. You got to think. They're meant to sit there for 21 days while they're being hatched. They're meant to sit in harsh environments for a baby to be formed in them. So guys, we're coming to the end of the live. But again, thank you for liking and sharing the live. Please take the time. If the things I have said interest you, take the time to go to my website, appianwayliving.org. And Herbert, if you're sharing this information with other people, share that website with them. Let them know we have the 90-Day Challenge support group page on Facebook. You're welcome, Herbert. Thank you so much. Let them know we have the 90-Day Challenge support group on Facebook. When you tell people about this information, give them what they need to find perfect. Thank you, Herbert. Give them the information they need to find the information that's going to heal their bodies. The list of foods. I said that, Herbert, because some people on Facebook they'll talk about, I stopped eating grain and dairy, and it's partial what they'll say, and I'm feeling so much better, but nowhere and people are like, what are you doing? Nowhere in the post do they tag the Facebook page or tag the TikTok page. It's important that the people can find the information beyond just seeing, oh, I feel amazing, because a lot of people will go, great, what are you doing? And if they don't know, they'll never know. So make sure you give them the map to get the information when you share it. Hoyu, the best eggs to put on the counter are just eggs straight from a chicken. If you get grocery store eggs, they have to be washed to be sold in the grocery store. Even organic have to be washed. They're not bleached like the other ones, but they do have to be washed. And once you wash them, their counter longevity is gone because it compromises the coating on the outside of the egg. Thank you for sharing the live, Tin Man. And again, I have over 400 videos on my TikTok. Hey, Jerry, praying for you this morning. Jerry hurt her back, guys. Got to pray for Gerbear. She was moving furniture. Please be careful. Don't be doing stuff like this, Jerry. I have to be careful, too. My son's always trying to get me to do parkour. He's like, come on, Mom, just jump up on this He's 10. He don't do nothing dangerous, but for me, it's dangerous. It's like, jump up on this and jump back down. I'm like, no, I don't want to hurt myself. But again, there's over 400 videos on my TikTok. I share a lot on Facebook. I share some on YouTube. I'm trying to start putting more across the board. And it's information that is going to help you. There's cooking videos. There's all kinds of different videos I've made to answer questions that are asked of me all the time. So if you want more information, go to my TikTok as well and pour through those videos. And if something speaks to you and it helps you, remember it can probably help somebody else. So repost it. Repost my videos, okay? TikTok is not going to push this information out for me. They're not. And I'm not going to play the TikTok games to get it out there. I'm just going to keep telling you guys, this is how we do it, okay? This is how we reach more people. Yes, it is good, Lady Rider. And you can also convert that with chicken and broccoli. You can do that same recipe with chicken and broccoli and make a chicken broccoli 90-day approved Alfredo. It's so good. So it is time to sing our song for the day. And I promise today, I looked for my songbook yesterday. I haven't played my piano in forever. I need to start doing it again. So maybe a new song will come. I used to sit down with my guitar all the time. Then I started doing this live and my focus has all been on you guys. But I'm trying to be like, okay, I still need to engrave my gourds. I have birdhouses that I would burn. I try to play guitar and piano. I am not, well, I just need to practice more. Let me say it that way. So, but I would sit down with my guitar and songs would just come to me. So anyway, let's see. I'm trying to think of the song I'm going to sing. It's always between the same three. Ann Williams, please do update us November 4th. I can't wait for those lab results, Ann. I can't wait. Please put them on the Facebook page too. Ann Williams is another success story of the 90-day challenge. All right, I'm gonna sing The Potter. This is called The Potter. Just talks about how we are the clay and he is the potter. And I totally believe everyone can relate to the words of this song. It came to me after my daughter had passed away 2 years ago, you know, because it was a thing I had never thought I could ever go through. And I did. And he was with me. But I don't know how people make it without him, honestly, because that was a time, wow. I mean, I was one of those helicopter moms that was always worried my kids were going to choke to death or fall off of a playground equipment and break their neck, or so. I was just always a worry wart when, especially this girl was young, because she was one of my first. And but anyway, I'll just sing the song. Let me get a sip of my water though. This talks about our hearts being rivers in his hands. Make sure there's not a frog in my throat. Our hearts are rivers in your hands. You turn them any way you want to. Clay made from sand. Please put us on your potter's wheel. Have your way in us. Jesus, have your way in us. Our hearts are broken in so many pieces by this life's circumstances. You give beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for our mourning. Have your way in us. Jesus, have your way in us. Pour your water upon us. Spin us around with your love. Form us into your image, a treasure in these earthen vessels. Have your way in us. Jesus, have your way in us. And I'll sing this verse one more time because for real, for real, for real, my heart's been broken in so many pieces so many times, but he is such a good God. Our hearts are broken in so many pieces by this life's circumstances. You give beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for our mourning. Have your way in us. Jesus, have your way in us. Let's let him have his way in us. And you know what? Life don't always look so pretty, and God is still good. And today, your life might not look real pretty because you feel like garbage. But he loved you enough to send a messenger to tell you you don't have to go on feeling that way. You don't have to suffer like that anymore. You don't have to be sick. But you're going to have to take this truth and walk in it, okay? He's a practical God. This is not me coming through the screen, putting my hand on your forehead and saying, be healed. But if you will do this 90-day challenge, it'll have the same effect, okay? You will be healed, I promise. Just do it. Just do it. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I love all of you guys. That's why I'm here. So I'll see you later. You're welcome. See you guys later. Thank you, Herbert. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. No miracle spring water. I don't know what that means, but spring water bottled at the source in a bottle is okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Have a wonderful day. Bye.